Hello Hoopers, and welcome to the beginner series. I'm going to teach you off-body tricks, and I am using a 36-inch outer diameter Poly Pro. We are going to start with weaves. I'm going to do a forwards weaves. So what we want to think about is pushing the hoop out and think about our thumb leading. So as it comes to the side, this will be the most awkward part, but you really want to think about your thumb guiding the hoop. With my wrist facing my opposite side, I will go cross body, and again thinking thumb guiding. I will guide the hoop across and then bring it right back around. So again, palm facing me to guide across. Once you get the hang of this, the movement will be more in your wrist rather than that exaggerated arm motion. So now we're going to do a backwards weave. So this time we're going to think about our pinky leading instead of our thumb leading. So again, we're going to start with the hoop in our right hand. Our palm is facing our opposite side. And we're going to swing forward in that crossbody motion, but this time it might be a little awkward because our pinky will be leading instead of our thumb. So you might want to take it a little slow, just like I'm doing right there, and then start to pick up the momentum. So again, think about our pinky swinging and leading the whole time. Pinky scooping the sides of us. And again, the movement will become more in your wrist instead of your arm. To practice in your non-dominant hand, bring both hands together and practice that weave motion. When you get used to that, you can drop your dominant hand and just have it in your non-dominant hand. You can do the same thing whenever you go backwards. So again, just having hands together and then dropping in your non-dominant hand. Now for our horizontal weave, also known as the cowgirl, we are going to start with the hoop, with our grip on the inside of the hoop. Our palm is facing out. We are going to swing the hoop into our body and above our head. Now again, this motion will be with a thumb leading, so we do want to think about our thumb scooping out, making a circle in front of us and then a circle above our head. You can also think about making a figure 8 motion with the hoop, so a circle in the front, a circle above the head. All right, isolations. We're going to start with one-handed isolations. We will start with pinky leading. Starting at a 6 o'clock position, I'm going to be guiding the hoop counterclockwise. I will be isolating the hoop in place, so I grip the hoop to a certain point, and then I let the hoop fall over the top of my hand and re-grip. To keep the hoop in an isolated motion, I really want to not look at my hand, but look through the hoop to keep it framing my face. This framing of the face and keeping the hoop in an isolated position is what will create that magic isolation illusion. You can also use your opposite hand to hold the hoop in place while you practice the motion with your dominant hand. And you can also look in a mirror to know that you are keeping it in that frame to create the isolation. Now for a one-handed isolation with your thumb leading. So again, I'm going to be starting at a 6 o'clock position on the hoop, but now I'll be going clockwise. Again, thumb will be leading to a certain point, then I will let go and regrip. Whenever I regrip, my hand will do a little flip to regrip to continue my thumb guiding. This variation of the isolation with the thumb leading might be a little harder because your hand does do a little flip to regrip. So the pinky leading might come a little more natural to when we're gripping the hoop. Just remember that it will not be smooth at the beginning. I've been doing this for a long time, so just practice, practice, practice. Now for a two-handed isolation. I love this one. I think it's so cool, and it kind of gives it a ghosting effect too. And we are going to start with the hoop framing our face, hands at 6 o'clock. I'm going to guide up with my thumb, pinkies meet at the top, guide back down, thumbs meet. Up, pinkies meet, down, thumb meet. And you just want to think about this as, again, framing your face. Once you start to smooth it out, really one hand just follows the other. Again, think thumbs meet at the bottom, pinkies meet at the top. Now we're going to go into jump throughs. Woo! This one is your typical, I'm a kid, I'm gonna grab a hoop and I'm gonna jump through it like a jump rope. Or you can also do it where your palm's facing you, like we're gonna do a weave, but we're actually gonna jump through the hoop. So we'll swing palm facing down, jump into the hoop, get a nice loose grip to bring the hoop back in front of you. You can also do that same motion, but in a backwards weave. So just swing in the hoop behind you to jump through. So again, palm facing down to swing the hoop. You wanna keep a loose grip as you follow through to swing the hoop behind you. You can jump with both feet as well. So here's another one, starting at that weave position to go palm down, swing out, both feet. You can also combine it from a weave, so weave, jump through, swing back into a backwards jump through. All right, now we're gonna get into lasso. Last week we learned an above the head lasso, but we will do lassos in a vertical plane. So we're gonna start with the hoop in our hand, and we're just gonna release the hoop and get back into that L shape, creating that thumb barrier and just bouncing the hoop up and down. You can practice turning with this, just keeping the hoop in that bouncing motion. You can try both hands and switching to your non-dominant hand. Again, just getting used to having the hoop as you turn and move with it. You can do the hoop behind you. Again, just thinking about bouncing in that L position. Do that with the opposite hand. You can also squeeze the hoop and spin it backwards. Just getting used to lassoing in all different positions. One thing that's good is turning with it. So we're gonna learn a thumb and the forefinger transition. So as we turn, we're gonna put in our thumb and transfer it to our forefingers. So what that's gonna look like, as I turn, I'm gonna grip the hoop slightly, put in my thumb as I complete the turn, and then bring in my forefingers to continue that lasso. So again, I am squeezing the hoop lightly to put my thumb in and then transfer it to my forefingers. Let's watch it one more time. Gripping the hoop slightly to transfer my thumb onto the forefingers. The way we can learn a thumb and forefinger transition is with the hoop is above our head. So we're gonna bring it down below us. So again, it will do a little half rotation around my thumb as I bring it down. And you can do the same thing by bringing it up into the air. Again, hoop will be in my hand. I will grab it a little bit to transfer it to my thumb, do a little half rotation to shoot my fingers down. You wanna make sure your fingers are pointing down for that low lasso, just as I wanna make sure my fingers are pointing up for the above the head lasso. From a low lasso, you can also try turning with it, which shout out Miss Mojangles for that move. I love it. All right, now we're gonna go into barrel rolls. It's a fun kind of isolating move. We're gonna start with our palm facing down, grip on the inside, our thumb will be leading. What I like to do is just follow my thumb. So when I turn, I'm really just looking at my hands the whole time. My feet will just be pivoting, so as I turn, I am just turning very little in a circle. When I go the opposite way, this time my pinky will be leading, but again, I'm just following my hand. Now for a basic smear. I love smears, and this is the start of your smear journey. So we're gonna start with our hands a little lower. If you go too higher up, it might feel a little awkward, but I like to start with my hands a little lower. We're gonna start one side, then back, other side, front. So it's kind of a 4 position. You want to think about the hoop grazing the front of you and the back of you. So you want to create that smear effect. I like to think about the hoop smearing the front of me and the back of me. You can speed this up and turn and just do really a lot of fun stuff with this. It's a great transition move. Now we are going to create combos. So this part of the tutorial, I really just want this to bring inspiration. I want you to really just take what you have learned and try to just link them together. So just think about where your hand is, maybe what you could do next, you know, things that you could put after each other. I'm telling you, the possibilities are infinite. So really just have fun with it. Thank you guys for watching this week, and happy hooping.